We passed under a sprawling archway painted with a sun, garnished with a gold crown and the letters N.R., entering the grandest building on the lot. My eyes took a moment to adjust to the dark corridor, which smelled like old herbs. Men wearing feathered caps huddled in hushed conversation, while others strode solo with an urgent pace. We crossed through several rooms with panelled walls and painted floors laid with rushes, before reaching a gigantic hall lit with hundreds of candles. Practically every wall was adorned with shimmering gold hangings and vibrant tapestries of battle scenes, biblical stories, and mythological creatures. Sunlight seeped through stained glass windows, curtained with crimson satin, warming the floor of black and white squares. The hammer-beam ceiling was an art masterpiece in itself, its gleaming gold beams intersected with cobalt blue arches. Alice leaned into me, cinnamon finding my nose. The first time I saw it, I must have soaked my skirts, but then again, I was 4. She giggled. The roaring flames inside the cavernous fireplace didn't cut through the cold air. I crossed my arms inside my cloak.
"His Majesty the King!"
cried a voice. Trumpets blasted from the minstrels' gallery, bodies all around us spiralling into bows. Alice folded elegantly forward, her arms outstretched like a ballerina's, and then all the air escaped my body like a popped balloon. The beautiful boy from the tower stood in the archway, bounded by a sea of bending bodies. A line of guards behind him scanned the crowd like a secret service. The boy's eyes locked onto mine, one brow lifting. Alice tugged my dress hard. I dropped into a clumsy curtsy, my heart hammering. He was too young to be a king, too gorgeous. Kings were old and obese or had mean faces like Nicholas the Ironheart. Mia would call this guy the king of pants-dropping hotness. When I stood back up, he was sauntering right to us, and Isabel was shuffling from one foot to another. The king walked with a swift elegance, all long legs and broad shoulders. The Dowager Countess of Warwick kissed his jewelled fingers as gentle chatter resumed around us. Every eye was on the king.
"I trust you have had a fine morning, my Lady Countess,"
he said in that velvety voice that sucked strength from my legs.
"Delightful, Majesty, thank you. The lutenist performed a lovely tune in the south garden."
She smiled, exposing 3 black teeth. The king tipped his head slightly.
"Lady Isabel, Mistress Grey."
There couldn't be a girl at court who wasn't in love with him. His eyes moved to mine.
"And this is?"
I felt the surprise overcome my face.
"Oh, this is Mistress Emmeline Grace,"
the Countess rasped. The way the king blinked at me blankly made me understand how quickly I'd been forgotten.
"Dr. Martin Grace's daughter, visiting from Hatfield," she added. "I cannot say his work is familiar." "I was not aware you are an authority on physicians," he said coolly. "Certainly not."
She curtsied, blushing through her white face paint.
"That is a gentleman's position."
A pair of men approached the king with feathered caps in their hands, but a bald-headed guard rebuffed them. The king never moved his eyes from mine.
"I trust you will enjoy my court, Mistress Grace. You are in fine and gracious company."
My voice barely registered. "Thank you." The king held his hand out to me in invitation. I dropped into a shallow bow until my wound pinched, and took his fingers nervously, pressing my lips to the back of his hand.